step out of the light and into the shadows of ancient Egypt, where we meet one of its most iconic and mysterious deities. He's the jackal-headed god you've seen in countless movies and documentaries, the silent watcher at the gates of the afterlife. Today, we delve into the world of Anubis, the guardian of the dead. Anubis is one of the oldest gods in the Egyptian pantheon, his worship dating back to the earliest dynasties, even before Osiris rose to prominence. His image, a man with the head of a black jackal, is instantly recognizable. But why a jackal? Well, in ancient Egypt, jackals were often seen scavenging around cemeteries. The people believed these creatures were protectors of the dead, guarding the sacred burial grounds. The black color of his head wasn't just a random choice. It symbolized the fertile black soil of the Nile Delta, representing rebirth and regeneration, and the discoloration of a body after embalming. So Anubis was not a creature of fear, but a symbol of protection and the promise of a new beginning after death. His original role was incredibly significant. In the early days, Anubis was the undisputed king of the underworld, the one who judged the dead and decided their fate. However, as Egyptian mythology evolved, the story of Osiris, his murder, and his resurrection became central. Osiris then took over as the ruler of the afterlife, and Anubis's role shifted. He became the god of mummification, the one who guided souls through the perilous journey of the underworld. It was a change in title, but his importance never waned. He was still the gatekeeper, the first friendly face a soul would meet after passing from the world of the living. Imagine you've just passed away in ancient Egypt. Your journey has only just begun. Who's there to guide you? Anubis. He would take your hand, so to speak, and lead you through the darkness of the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. This was a treacherous place filled with demonic creatures and difficult trials. Anubis acted as your protector, ensuring your safe passage to the Hall of Two Truths, the final courtroom where your heart would be judged. Without Anubis, a soul could be lost forever, devoured by the monsters lurking in the shadows. He was the divine psychopomp, the ferryman of the soul, a comforting presence and the most terrifying of transitions. Anubis's most famous role is undoubtedly his part in the weighing of the heart ceremony. This was the ultimate test for every deceased Egyptian. In the Hall of Two Truths, Anubis would lead the soul before a grand set of scales. On one side, he would place the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice. On the other, he would place the heart of the deceased. The heart was believed to be the seat of intelligence, emotion, and morality. The soul would then recite the negative confessions, declaring all the wrongs they had not committed in life. If the heart was lighter than the feather, it meant the person had lived a righteous, balanced life. Anubis would then happily lead the soul to Osiris, who would grant them entry into the field of reeds, the Egyptian paradise. But if the heart was heavy with sin, it would tip the scales. A terrifying creature named Emet, a hybrid of a crocodile, a lion, and a hippopotamus, waited eagerly. She was the devourer of the dead, and she would consume the unworthy heart, condemning the soul to eternal restlessness, a second and final death. Anubis wasn't a cruel judge. He was the impartial administrator of cosmic justice, ensuring that the universal order, Ma'tet, was maintained. Beyond judging souls, Anubis was the patron god of embalmers. He was considered the inventor of mummification. According to myth, when Osiris was murdered and dismembered by his jealous brother Set, it was Anubis who, along with Isis and Nephthys, reassembled Osiris's body and wrapped it in linen bandages, performing the first ever embalming ritual. This act resurrected Osiris and established the process that would become essential for anyone hoping to reach the afterlife. Priests who performed the mummification rituals often wore masks of Anubis, not just to honor him, but to channel his divine power and ensure the process was done perfectly. He wasn't just guarding the dead. He was preparing them, making their bodies eternal vessels for their souls. Anubis's parentage is a bit of a mythological puzzle, with different stories told over time. In the earliest texts, he is often cited as the son of the sun god Ra. However, the most popular and enduring myth names him as the son of Osiris and his sister Nephthys. The story goes that Nephthys, the wife of the chaotic god Set, disguised herself as her sister Isis to seduce Osiris. Anubis was the result of this union. Fearing Set's wrath, Nephthys abandoned the infant Anubis in the marshes. He was found and raised by his aunt, the goddess Isis, who loved him as her own. This complex family dynamic adds a layer of drama and loyalty to his character. Despite being the son of Set's wife, Anubis remained fiercely loyal to Osiris and Isis, becoming their key ally in the fight against Set and a dedicated protector of the rightful heir, Horus. So, how did the ancient Egyptians worship him? Anubis was revered throughout Egypt, with his main cult center in a place the Greeks called Sinopolis, which literally means city of the dog. Here, and in cemeteries across the land, people would leave offerings and prayers, asking for his protection in life and his guidance in death. They would create amulets in his image to be buried with the dead, physical tokens of his presence to ward off evil on their journey. Anubis wasn't just a god for the pharaohs, he was a god for everyone. From the richest noble to the poorest farmer, everyone hoped that Anubis would be there to meet them on the other side. His presence brought comfort, a sense that death was not an end, but a structured, protected passage to something new. Even as other cultures like the Greeks and Romans interacted with Egypt, Anubis' appeal endured. The Greeks associated him with their own messenger god, Hermes, who also guided souls to the underworld. This led to the creation of a composite deity called Hermanibis, who combined the attributes of both gods. This shows just how powerful and relatable the concept of a divine guide for the dead was, transcending cultural boundaries. Anubis stands as a powerful symbol of the ancient Egyptian understanding of death. He was not a fearsome demon to be dreaded, but a compassionate and just guardian. He represented the transition from one state of being to another, the protection of the body and soul, and the ultimate hope for a peaceful and eternal afterlife. He is the master of secrets, the lord of the sacred land, and the eternal watcher at the threshold between worlds. His silent, jackal-headed form remains one of the most enduring images from antiquity, a timeless reminder of humanity's age-old quest to understand what lies beyond the veil. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the Egyptian underworld. If you enjoyed learning about the Guardian of the Dead, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more explorations into ancient myths and mysteries. See you in the next video.